Hi guys, Spink here. This is episode 10 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. Still trying to get this satellite launched. So I've gone ahead and built another one. Something I wanted to show you because I haven't seen it before. I thought it was pretty cool. This is part of the Mission Controller mod. This civilian contract, bring us to low Kerbal orbit. 3 contractors, 3 civilian Kerbals. We're supposed to take them up to orbit. So basically what we need to do, we need to build a vessel that has room for 3 open seats. It has to have 3 open seats plus whatever your crew is. And you have to have, you have to get him to this altitude, a particular orbit it looks like, and you get 300K plus whatever these are. So I thought that looked pretty cool. I'm going to have to try that once I get the tech to be able to do something like that. All right, so once again, we got to get our satellite built. The thing about it, this mission isn't even gaining me anything as far as contracts go. It's a total expense that is that will help me facilitate getting these other satellites in their orbits, and that's where the money's going to come from. Because when I launch those, I'm going to have the same problem of keeping them in contact and etc. So, all right. So he's done. Let me wait till morning. Okay, there's Dawn. Roll out. Oh, shoot, I forgot to even roll the guy out. So I burned the day already. Well, it happens. All right. Launch. Once more. Now, I think I've screwed it up a number of ways here now. So what is this? This is the 4th attempt. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I think this is the 4th attempt. All right. Make sure our staging is proper. Okay. Check the sun. Sun is on the. Is it the sun on the other side now? Wasn't it on the left side before, wasn't it? Now it's on the right side. Okay. Alright, and we're off. Oh, what is this telling me? Updated version available of the toolbar. Well, that's cool. I'm going to have to grab that. It's nice that it checks by itself, I think. Alright. So the first one ran out of battery power. The second one, I lost control of it. The third one, I failed to activate the long-range antenna. So this is the 4th one. And coming up on solid fuel burnout here. And we're off. We're still accelerating, so I think I'll just leave that as is. Okay, so note to self, activate the antenna prior to, yeah, okay. Now I think I will actually aim that at Kerbal itself rather than at the Space Center. It's something I have to read up on and make sure I'm doing that properly, but I think just aiming it at Kerbal would be sufficient. I think. Okay. Everything seems to be going pretty good. I think I could probably accelerate. Well, we're still down in the atmosphere, so there's probably no point in doing that. I don't know if ascending slower is less efficient or not. Okay. Is that a eclipse? Or just something screwy going on with the with this distant object enhancement mod? An eclipse is not necessarily a good thing when you have solar panels. I don't know if that takes that into account, though. Alright, we're still in the atmosphere, but I think I'm going to throttle up now because we're in the it's probably pretty not very dense at this point. And when we get out of the atmosphere, so that's above 70, then I'm going to pop the fairings and get our antennas on. I don't know if that's a eclipse or not. Okay, so we are out of the atmosphere. We're officially in orbit. Let's lose those and activate this antenna and activate one of these. We are going to point at Kerbal. Maybe let's put it at mission control. I'm still not entirely sure how that works. Alright, so we're still climbing. Next stage, we're at 500. Alright, now we can look at some of this stuff, right? So our other antenna is turned off. What else can we see on this? Not sure what those different settings are. It turns the little thing on and off. Okay, quit screwing around, pay attention. Oh, we need to pay attention to the sun. Where is the sun? That must be an eclipse. What's oh yeah, the moon is right there. Okay, so we want to ensure though that we are, oh, I gotta pay attention here now. We're aimed good. Get him out to here. Bang, good enough. I'm gonna put in my node, put it right there, I think. Can I do that? I don't know. Let's see. Now he's coming this way. Does it matter which way we orbit? No, it will for the contracts, because they'll require a particular orbit. How we doing here? Pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. Okay, now we have our, oh, we're using power though. Our power is not, okay, now it's climbing, so it was down. I wonder if that eclipse actually, was affecting our power. Probably was. But we are, oh, and this one is in shadow, but it says direct sunlight energy flow 51. Alright, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, so let's check all the boxes here. Do we have our communications link? We do have our communications link. 500, this is 500 million miles, so this has a 5,000 kilometer range. Kerbal is going, or the Space Center is going this direction. So we need to ensure that before it gets out of our line of sight that we have sent it to execute these the proper commands. Right? Let's let it go up here. All right. All right, our power is looking good. Pretty close to the node here. Now if I orient on the node, what does that do for my solar panels? I would say that we have one that looks like it's in pretty good sunlight. How about, say, this one? None. So we still have one solar panel aimed at the sun while we're in this configuration, so I think that's okay. Let's let it go. Oh, it is dropping though. It is dropping, so let's put him back on prograde. So at least until I get close enough. So we're still 37 minutes away from our node. Make sure that I'm not, okay, so I don't need to look at the damn thing. I need to look at what's going on out here. We still got our comm link here. We're 20 minutes away. We've got full power. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do this right now. Execute the maneuver. So is he going to, when does he actually move on to the node? We'll see. Now, I think this is not going to be an exact orbit because he's going to be coming up and then trying to fall back down pretty quick. Oh, he's going to turn just at the last minute. Okay, so we'll probably need to tweak the orbit, but once we get, once he executes this node, he's at least going to have an orbit, so we won't lose. We won't lose control of him completely, because once he's in an orbit, if we happen to lose power, we won't have control anymore of him. But as he goes through that orbit, at some point, you would think he would reorient himself to be able to bring those back into play. It's not going down fast. Bink. So now it's done the orbit, and since where I started off was not good. It wasn't the best place to do the orbit. I'm going to put another node here. See if we can fix that orbit a bit. What's that look? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks like it's just right about on it. Okay, so now we can have him. That's in 14 minutes again. We can send this one to execute the next node. So now if we lose this communications link right now, he'll still do whatever commands that we have sent him here. Now we do have a bit of an issue with his, oh, it's that the moon is still trying to cut him off. So we would be doing pretty good if the moon, blocked by the moon. But we're pretty good though, because he's in an orbit now. He's in a good enough orbit that, you know, when the moon gets out of the way, when this guy gets to a different part of the orbit, he's going to unblock these solar panels and do better. Certainly he would be doing much better if I had the larger arrays that that aimed themselves, but I don't. Let's see. I think we're going to run out of juice before we get there though, aren't we? Is there any way I can orient this guy? No, because he's blocked by the moon. That's just nothing we can do about this. So he's going to run out of power, I think. I think he's going to run out of power before he hits that. Yeah, he did. Okay, so that's okay because we're in a stable orbit. So he went past that, so we lost this. So we'll kill this node. And just let him go. Yeah, see now he's recovered his power. So now we can put this node back, and I think we're really nice here. Okay, that's just a little fast, I think. Yeah, that looks good. So now we'll send that. So when he gets to that next node, assuming he has power, he will execute that. As long as we have this command link, we can send the commands, but we do not need to have the command link at the time that command needs to be executed. And you can see because our, well, that little bit of orbit, our orbit is not ideal. Because ideally, he should be keeping this line of sight. I mean, the intent of this, oh, we still didn't quite do it, did he? He's still a bit low. Let's kill the rotation. Okay. He's got full power. He's connected to his, what are we looking at here? Satellite links. Why is this not coming up? I don't know. So he's just barely over this. I think what I want to do actually, let's put another node for him here. And do a retrograde. Let's bring his orbit in. Say that amount. Maybe let's actually go a little more than that. Do you think that's enough? Let's try that, and we'll execute that next node. And what that's going to do, we'll bring his orbit in, so he will hopefully start catching up with the Space Center. That's my hope. Okay. But I think this is a cool way to control the satellites because we don't actually have a pilot on board. So I'm not actually, you know, aiming him and doing the burns manually. It's all by sending commands to him from the Space Center, which I think is pretty cool. You know, it's not like a mech-jeb thing that it's really flying it for you. It's not calculating the nodes and calculating where you're supposed to be and doing everything for you. It's just sending the signal to the satellite. kill the, no, for whatever reason, kill the rotation, kill the rotation, okay. For whatever reason, it's not actually doing that. So let's put him on a retrograde. Actually do it this way. And say throttle at 100% and burn for 2 seconds. That's what it's saying here, right? What if we did that? Can we send this? Hopefully I don't screw it up. Hey, pretty cool. I can send a direct burn command the same way. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's get that. We don't care what his orientation is. All right, we're looking at what, 20 minutes here, so we can still play with this guy for a while. Now, hopefully, by putting him in this tighter orbit, now he'll catch up, is my thought. And we want to get him more directly above the Space Center. Well, that's not too bad. I suppose if you knew what you're doing, you could if you knew what you're doing, you could maybe do that a little better. I suppose I should have had that node staged. Wrong way, this way. Okay, so we'll send the burn or the exec. Well, actually, let's send the execute the next maneuver. Actually, what I should do is bring that a little closer in. Where's he at? He's right there. Okay. Oh, wait. Is that right? Is that the right way to go? No, that's the wrong way. That looks pretty good, pretty close. It's off a little bit, but not too bad. We'll send execute. We're doing good on our power. That didn't quite do what it was supposed to do. Kill the rotation. Prograde. Let's just do this manually. We'll put him on prograde, and we will burn 4 seconds. Huh? That's not too bad. See what he does, he won't start the he doesn't start the burn at the right time, I think, is what's going on. What is he saying? Not too bad. Let's see if we can do this and straighten him up. Is that the right way? Yeah, that looks like the right way. If you take the opposite side node and push it in, I think it's supposed to be a little smaller chunks than the other way. Alright, that isn't too bad, is it? Boy, it needs to go the other way. Which way? That's not bad right there. That looks pretty good. So let's fast forward a bit to kind of catch him up to it. Oh, looks like we lost the sun again. This is going down. Oh, it's because we're aimed how we're aimed. Let's aim him this way. Now, as they're going through their normal orbits, there's going to be nothing we're going to be able to do about that. But once we get him set where he's supposed to be, this will be fine. So now hopefully we'll see that power starting to climb again. Okay. I think we're going to, rather than have him execute the node, we're going to give him the commands as they come up. So we're going to burn for 1 second. And we're going to handle it just like a regular burn, like you would do executing it manually. Wait till we get close. Alright, we're charged our batteries back up. Okay, let's go down here. Whoopsie, I'm up here. I don't want to be up there. S. Okay, we want to go aim towards the node and burn. Oh, it did it burn the node rather than burned my... Well, that's not too bad, though. What is that? 29, 27. That's close enough. That's close enough. We don't need to fart around this with this guy all day long. Now, I don't think that's a close enough orbit that it would have qualified for this particular contract, but that gets us our first part of our communications network going now. So anybody now that can get a line of sight to this satellite can be a connection to our space center here. So if we had another satellite, say over here, that did not have a direct line of sight to the space center, as long as it has a line of sight to this communication satellite, would be fine. So now I think we could do this with if we had 3 satellites spaced just so, we would be able to have this covered just fine. I might do it with 4 because, you know, because I probably need the extra margin of error because of I'm not going to be able to get them positioned exactly right. But that's not too bad now. So let's go back to this guy and let's open up his other antenna, and we will target it to whatever the active vessel is. So whatever our vessel that we're currently flying, this will be pointed at them. So it will point to, he'll be pointing this antenna, which has a what was his range on this guy? A 50 million range, or a 5,000 kilometer range. So if we're within 5,000 kilometers of this satellite, we are going to have a connection. So let's pull back here. Where is the sun? The sun is over there. What do we need to, how do we need to orient this guy to give us best exposure to the sun? Now these things don't actually have to, these antennas themselves, when it says they're pointed this direction or that direction, they don't actually have to be pointed whatever. It's just I mean, they won't actually animate pointing that way, is what I'm saying. Okay, let's see. What if we put him, now we're on our Rad Plus. Let's put him on Prograde, see what that looks like. That turns our butt to him. We don't like that. What if we put him on Normal Plus? That's not bad, but we're still using more than we're producing, so that's not what we want exactly. Let's put him on Retrograde. Does that point him at the sun? So that will point him at the sun at least at this part of his orbit, this half of his orbit. Maybe we'll actually just go in and position him. Well, no, that's not bad. So if he goes through the other half of his orbit and loses power, he's always going to be able to recover it here. So that's not too bad. I think he's pretty good. Maybe we can tweak that orbit a bit more, huh? So that would be whatever this thing is, with a 2-second burn. You want to try that? What is that? That's the one of these, but that was the negative though, right? Or actually, let's just aim at the damn node. How about that? Let's pretend we know what we're actually doing. There it is. So that node is what? Normal plus? No. Normal minus? Normal minus? No. Rad minus? Rad plus? Rad plus. So we'll leave him at rad plus. No. Let's just leave him on node and pretend you're not an idiot. Okay? It can happen. You could just pretend you're not an idiot just for 3 seconds. And we'll have him execute that node. Now, it's not going to be exact, but it'll be close enough to kind of level that off just a smidge. And we are losing power here. He did the full burn this time. And where does that put us? That put us not too shabby. It's not perfect, so this will eventually, he's eventually not going to be synced up anymore, but he's close enough. And let's put it back on retrograde, because that seemed to work the best as far as our power goes. I thought I added the wrong one. Retrograde. There we go. There. We'll charge up our batteries. So, actually, successful. After what, 4 attempts? The first attempt, the batteries went dead. The second attempt, I think I lost control of it. And the third attempt, I forgot to to activate the antenna. So this is how we get our satellites in orbit using the RemoteTech mod. And I really like the notion of controlling this guy from this flight computer. In fact, I might even try to do the launch and everything from here. I wonder if I can do that. That's something to try, to do all of my control of unmanned vessels through this. Oh, no, I just turned that off. Probably ought to turn that back on. What did I do? I clicked the wrong one. It's because I'm an idiot. Okay, that worked, and hey, it's been 30 minutes. In fact, it's been past 30 minutes. So finally, I successfully got our satellite in orbit. Now, what that's going to do now is when I get these contracts to put these other satellites in orbit, now that's going to make keeping the command link to them much easier. So I'll be able to, tweak their orbits much easier. So not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to call this episode to a close, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.